Some, some paleontologists have suggested that the Apatosaurus, a huge dinosaur, was able to gallop.
So what does some mean?
It means at least one.
Yeah, and when I read something like this, like I don't know what paleontologists I might be able to perform on the test, but I would be like at least one paleologist, like I wouldn't even worry about pronouncing it, suggested that a dinosaur, like I wouldn't even call it by a real name. I would just change it to like or app dinosaur was able. So like at least one paleontologist suggested that the app dinosaur is able to gallop. Cool. Moving on.
This, however, is unlikely because galloping would probably have broken the dinosaur's legs. Experiments with modern bones show how much strain they can withstand before breaking. By taking into account the diameter and density of the dinosaur's leg bones, it is possible to calculate that those bones could not have withstood the strains of galloping.
Excellent. So, Atusa, what did you highlight as our main conclusion?
I highlighted that galloping would be unlikely.
Yes, this is, however, unlikely, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. And this is referring to the fact that A's are able to gallop. It's unlikely because introduces a premise, and then all the rest of this is supporting why that is unlikely, right? And then let's go with Sean. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
What part of the argument would this first sentence be?
It's a premise.
It's a premise. What kind of premise?
Opinion of others.
Opinion of others, yeah. Just this is another example of the typical LR sandwich, right? Like we give background information or opinion of others, we reject it, and then offer support for our rejection. Excellent. And then Allison, what answer did you pick for this one?
I chose A for this one.
Galloping would probably, okay, so what, does everybody agree with that, or do people have a different choice?
I have a different choice.
So I agree, like I think this is tricky, so let's leave A open first. So galloping would probably have broken the legs. Is that the same? Is that our conclusion, Allison, or does that support our idea that it's unlikely that the A dinosaur was able to gallop?
I feel like it's the conclusion.
Okay, hang on. Let's leave A open for 1 second and go on to B. So B says it is possible to calculate that A leg bones could not have withstood the strain of galloping. That's just a premise, right? We just say at the bottom here, like it's possible to calculate this, and that supports our conclusion. And then let's go on to E, where it says modern bones are quite similar in structure and physical. Cool. Just because modern bones are, that's not our conclusion. That's not what this person's trying to convince us of. And then D says, if galloping would have broken the legs of A, then A was probably unable to gallop. What were your thoughts on this one? Eamon, what did you think?
I didn't like the conditional in it.
Yeah, me either. Like they're saying like if it would have broken the legs, then they were probably unable to gallop. Our conclusion is that it's is just the fact alone that A was probably unable to gallop. That's all we need here. So we can cross D off. And then when we're between A and C here, C says the claim of paleontologists that A was able to gallop is likely to be incorrect. Isn't that exactly what we're saying here when it says this, however, is unlikely?
Yes.
So do you see, hey, Allison, do you see why C is our correct answer over A?
Because I was stuck in between those two, actually.
Because no, this is a great point where A is actually, the fact that it probably would have broken the leg supports the idea that they were wrong. We care more about, unfortunately in this argument, we care more about proving these paleontologists wrong than the reason why they're wrong. We're just like, nope, they're wrong. That's our conclusion. Awesome. Okay.